You can save every single rupee you earn for the next 20 years and still die broke. Sounds harsh, right? But it's true, and today I'm going to tell you exactly why. Most of us grow up hearing the same advice over and over again. Save your money, don't waste it, and one day you'll be rich. It sounds so simple and so safe. And honestly, saving is a good habit. It keeps you out of debt, it gives you peace of mind, and it protects you during emergencies. But here's the problem. Saving alone was never designed to make you rich. It was designed to keep you safe, not to grow your wealth. Think about your grandparents, or maybe your parents. Many of them saved diligently their entire lives, cutting back on small pleasures, avoiding unnecessary spending, being extremely careful with every rupee. And yet, most of them never became what you'd call rich. They were financially stable, sure, but wealth kept slipping just out of reach. That's not because they weren't disciplined enough. It's because saving was never the tool meant to build wealth in the first place. If you truly want financial freedom, you need to understand what saving can do for you, and more importantly, what it simply cannot do. So let's break this down together, one simple truth at a time. Inflation quietly eats your savings. Here's something most people never think about. The money sitting in your bank account today will not have the same purchasing power 10 years from now. Prices tend to rise over time, which means the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services in the future. That cup of tea that cost you 50 rupees 5 years ago might now cost you almost double. This gradual increase in prices is called inflation, and it's often silent. It doesn't send you a notice or take money directly from your account. Instead, it slowly reduces what your money can actually buy. This is why simply saving cash isn't always enough for long-term financial growth. If you keep all your money in a basic account earning little or no interest, inflation can gradually reduce its real value. You might look at your balance and feel good because the number is increasing slightly. But if prices are rising faster than your savings are growing, your purchasing power is actually declining. In other words, you can have more money on paper while still being able to afford less than before. Banks pay you very little for your money. Let's be real for a second. When you put money in a regular savings account, the bank uses that money to give loans to other people and businesses, and they charge those people a much higher interest rate. But what do they give you back? A tiny fraction of that. It's like lending your friend money and they use it to make a huge profit, but they only give you a few coins in return. That's exactly what's happening with your savings. The bank is benefiting far more from your money than you are, and that's a big reason why saving alone will never make you wealthy. Rich people don't just save, they invest. If you study anyone who has built real wealth, you'll notice one common pattern. They don't just stack cash in a locker or a bank account. They put their money to work. They buy stocks. They invest in businesses. They buy property. They build things that generate more money over time. This is the real difference between someone who is financially comfortable and someone who is actually wealthy. Saving protects what you already have, but investing multiplies it. Your money should be working just as hard as you do, maybe even harder, while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're spending time with your family. Think of it this way. When you save, your money stays exactly the same, just sitting there, waiting. But when you invest, your money goes out and earns for you. Almost like hiring a second version of yourself that never gets tired, never takes a day off, and never asks for a salary. That's the real secret that separates people who stay comfortable from people who actually build lasting wealth. Compounding only works with growth, not just storage. You've probably heard the phrase, the power of compounding. But compounding only becomes powerful when your money is actually growing at a decent rate, not just sitting there collecting a small interest. If your savings grow at 2 or 3% a year, that compounding effect is extremely slow and weak. But if your money is invested somewhere that grows at 10 or 12% a year, that same compounding effect becomes incredibly powerful over 10, 20, or 30 years. This is exactly why two people who save the same amount of money can end up with completely different results, simply because one of them let their money sit. and the other one let their money grow. A fixed income job alone limits your ceiling. Here's another hard truth. If your only source of income is a salary, and your only financial strategy is saving a part of that salary, you have basically put a ceiling on your wealth. There's only so much you can save from a fixed paycheck no matter how disciplined you are. Real wealth usually comes from multiple streams of income, side businesses, smart investments or assets that pay you even when you're not actively working. Saving from a single income is like filling a bucket with a small cup. It works, but it's painfully slow, and life is too short to build wealth that slowly. This is exactly why so many financially successful people talk about building more than one income stream. It's not about being greedy, it's about giving yourself more fuel to actually reach your goals faster, instead of waiting decades for a single small cup to fill up an entire bucket. Saving without a goal feels pointless and often fails. A lot of people save money without any real plan or purpose behind it. They just save because they feel like they should. But when there's no clear goal, whether it's buying a house, starting a business, or building a retirement fund, that saving habit usually breaks down the moment a tempting expense shows up. Purposeless saving is fragile, but saving with a clear target and a clear plan of what happens to that money next, whether it grows into investments or turns into an asset, becomes far more powerful and far more likely to actually succeed long-term. Risk is necessary if you want real rewards. Saving feels safe because there's basically zero risk involved. But that safety comes at a cost, and that cost is low growth. If you want your money to genuinely grow and build real wealth, you have to become comfortable with a certain level of risk. This doesn't mean being reckless or gambling your savings away. It means learning about smart investing, understanding the market, diversifying where your money goes, and giving your money the opportunity to grow instead of just protecting it in a shell forever. The people who avoid all risk usually end up avoiding all real reward too. So here's the bottom line. Saving money is not bad. In fact, it's necessary. It's your foundation, your safety net, your starting point. But it was never meant to be the finish line. If you want to actually become rich, saving is just step one. The real growth happens when you take that saved money and put it to work through smart investing, multiple income streams, and patient long-term growth. Stop treating your savings account like a treasure chest and start treating it like a launchpad. Because the people who only save stay safe. But the people who save and then invest wisely, those are the ones who actually become rich. If this made sense to you, take a moment and think about where your money is sitting right now. Is it just sitting there, or is it actually working for you? You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start small. Learn one new thing about investing this week, and slowly shift your mindset from only protecting money to actually growing it. That one shift in thinking is often the real turning point between staying financially safe and becoming genuinely wealthy. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to hit that follow button for more real talk about money and building real wealth.